Welcome to the 24K Life podcast to prosperity. We are excited about 2025. Anytime that you have an opportunity or a perceived opportunity to start over, to wipe the slate clean, to do something differently to get you somewhere you really want to be, but haven't quite yet got there. It's an opportunity to take a look at your mindset, to take a look at where you are, your plans, your habits, your actions, and to do something amazing, something significantly different. So the 24K Life podcast is always about how you can elevate your mindset first, because your mindset is the key to every area of your life. It's the key to, your money. It's the key to your physical fitness. It is the key. If you can't and won't make yourself happy, it's going to be very difficult for anything or anyone else to make you happy, to make you comfortable, to make you at ease. And so we want to spend this episode talking about what we did last year and what we're going to do this year. And it's not about what we are doing, it's how we're preparing for this year and how we prepared for last year and did it work? Didn't it work? What can we do better? How can we do it best? I wrote a book called The 24K Life Code, and life is all about setting up a code of excellence for yourself. If you do not have a code, you don't have a plan, a blueprint that is cemented in your intentions. And that's what the code really is. A code is a code of honor. It's a code to live by. And I don't believe that my code can be your code. But what we can do is we can share how we structured our code, how you can structure your life to get the best out of yourself. And then you get to tinker with it, because my absolutely most favorite saying is master your mind and you will always be free. So in this inaugural episode of 2025, we are talking about the audacity to act. This is about positioning yourself for financial prosperity, for more happiness. Life isn't good without more. All of us are geared. You might think, wow, he's full of it. But the reality is, think about your life. You always want more. You want more life. You want more breath. You want more resources, more opportunity for your family, your friends, your kids. So this is about what you really need to do and position yourself in order to get what you believe you want. Hopefully what you need and want. And we know from a financial perspective that so many people are living check to check, and so many people are disenfranchised with what's going on in the political climate and the life climate. And let me tell you something, 2025 is the year to be selfish. It's the year to be introspective. It's the year to take care, to hug yourself and take care of yourself before you do any and everything else. Because if you are the person I believe and know you to be, you're going to give. So you might as well take care of you first and then give everything that you can above and beyond what you need and want, because we are all looking to make sure our families are better, our friends are better, our lives are better, and we can impact our community as we see fit. You can always find more about me at DerickGant.com. You can always find more about the code at DerickGant.com. It's a space for you to get what you need, when you need, and get the blueprint for the plan. The word audacity, let's just define it. It means a disregard from normal constraints. A disregard for normal constraints. The audacity to not be normal, not to be held down by what everyone else thinks you should be held down by. To break free and to be not only you, but the best you possible. We always believe that when you control yourself, everything else will fall into place. And I am so intent on being certain that I lead the way for my community. That my community is my family, is my boys, the people that depend on me, my staff, my team, my clients that entrust me to invest their money. It is the audacity to step out above and beyond the constraints of other people's opinions, because life doesn't give you constraints. We give them to ourselves based on what other people are saying, doing, thinking, how they perceive us and want us to move, our lives forward. And I refuse to move in that light this year. We're not doing it. The 24K life is living your life on unconditionally and unapologetically based on your highest values. So I just want to thank everyone that has liked, shared, and subscribed, our podcast, because without you, we are talking to ourselves. Without you, we're not helping our neighbors get better, our friends, our families get better. So I want to encourage you to continue to do that. I also want to thank you for doing that, because again, we need you, and hopefully you'll get to the point to where we're adding so much value in your life that you'll love to hit that notify button so you can get that money. So today we're going to talk about the audacity to act. And I think I know it's the thing that is holding most people back, because a lot of us get trapped into this mindset that, we're doing what we need to do. It's almost like a confirmation bias, where people tend to process information by looking or interpreting information consistent with their existing beliefs. But here's the thing. If you are not where you know you should be, if you're not living the life you know you deserve, then you have to challenge your beliefs, because we live according to what we believe. So I would challenge you, and I would challenge your confirmation bias to believe greater, to believe more, to go back and really analyze that story that you're telling yourself. And I'm not really big on looking back. We only have control over it right now, which is why I call this episode the audacity to act. Because people are sitting around and they're waiting, they're looking, they're searching, they're seeking for a better way. But, it's like think and grow rich. No, it's act and grow rich. It's not think and get fit. It's take action and get fit. So we're talking about the audacity to take action, regardless, to break through those constraints or the norms. And so, but we do have to do some reflection. And so when we think about reflection and why it's important, it's because you need to understand what you did so that you can recalibrate what you're doing. Because if we're continuously believing and doing the same things, you're going to consistently get what you got. I don't want what I have. I want better. I want more. And I want it according to my lifestyle. I want to bless my family more. I want to be blessed more. I want to bless my community more. So there's nothing wrong with more. We're built as creative individuals on more. So let's get that straight. And this is what I mean by challenging your mindset, challenging your belief system, so that you know that you deserve more. You deserve to put yourself first, because you're going to take care of your boys, your girls, your kids, your grandkids. It's in your heart. So why not elevate yourself to the highest level you reasonably, possibly, potentially can, and give even more? So when we recalibrate, when we take a look and say, hey, I need to recalibrate, I need to consider what I did so I know where I'm going. That is the reason why you have to do some reflections. So as we reflect on 2024, I will tell you that we had an amazing year last year. And, in 2020, there was a dip across the world. And it took some time to recalibrate, to get back to where you were. And now it's time to accelerate above and beyond. We had a great year last year. We were up 30% in revenues. We were up about 15-20% in new clients. And we love the fact that we're changing lives, changing people's mindsets, helping people. And we're not changing them. We're encouraging people, giving them the tools to change their mindsets and to change their habits, at least their financial habits. And we are changing those. We are ranking out to help people change their money mindset, change their money story, so that they can finally get what they know they deserve. They can finally start getting rid of debt. They can save more money. They can stop living check to check. I mean, that is, oh my God, that is just so confining. It's confining to your attitude. It's confining to your mood. It is confining to your vibe, and the real you can come out when things are flowing and going your way. And that's what we want. We want you to take a step back and identify the patterns, the wins, and the areas for potential growth based on what you did last year. So here's a couple questions you can ask yourself. What are the 3 things that I'm most proud of from this past year? And where did I let fear hold me back this past year? What kind of got me on edge that I didn't really want to do or didn't do that I probably should have done? And then what lessons can you use? What things did you do that you absolutely have to continue to do? We closed the year out in the community, in our 24K Life community. We closed the year out with a 90-day challenge. And the challenge ended December 16th. That's my sister's birthday. So we ended the challenge, our 90-day challenge. And I'm telling you, it was the best way to move into a new era by challenging yourself to do something you've never done before. Something you've never done before. That's the beauty of taking a look back. Now, once you've taken that and you've answered those questions, now it's time for you to think about this year. And I am not, by far, I'm not the dude that's going to tell you I have a New Year's resolution. I don't, because I think every day is the start of a new year. So I'm not going to wait until the calendar new year to say, hey, I'm going to do this new thing. That's not who I am. I think every day that you wake up is an opportunity to be better. And that's why every day I take my planner and I set my day, I set my intentions, and I write out how I need to manifest today. And it starts first thing in the morning at 5 o'clock. What do I need to accomplish today? And what radical action, what audacity am I going to implement today? And for me, as I take a look, I just finished up telling you, that you take a look at that fear, and to do something you've never done. If you want to be someone you've never been, you've got to do something different. So for me personally, because it is the new year, calendar wise, and I've thought about what can I do that I've never done before, I am doing a 7-day water challenge, a 7-day water diet. I'm only going to have water and coffee 7 days. Never done it before. But here's the thing. Think about this for a second. I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm suggesting that you find something to do that will impact your life like never before. Now, for me, I've been focusing the last half of the year, 2024, on my health. Now, I look healthy. I am healthy. But you know what? I got my blood labs done, and my numbers were a little off in some areas, actually a lot off in some areas, not dangerously off, but on the path to being dangerously off. The normal things, your blood pressure, your sugar, all of those type things. And when I dive into what causes those things, it's always the food. Always the food. Even if you think you're doing well, you got to really take a look. So I dove into what it was. And so for me, I realized that I need to reset my diet, and I need to reset my body and reset my mind. And so what I've learned through my homework is that doing a fast, a 3-day, 5-day, 7-day fast, is a great way to reset your body. Because if you're not losing weight, let's say you're working out, but the weight's not coming off. If you're eating right and you're exercising and the weight's not coming off, it's because your system is blocked. It's clogged up with all of the years of the bull that you've eaten, all the junk, right? Your body is clogged up, and we got to get that cleaned out. So for me, I drink my hydrogen water, I take my supplements, and I am going to reset my body by fasting and cleaning everything out and getting my ducts cleaned out, my liver cleaned out, my kidneys cleaned out, by resetting and getting all of that junk, so a detox out of my system, so that as I start to consume food again, my body is processing it properly and it's not holding on to the bad stuff. And making my sugar levels off, my blood levels off. Because if you have sugar problems, your body's not processing that out. You're putting too much in, and it's not processing it out. We're changing that. And for me personally, never done a 7-day. I've done 3-day. I've done 5-day. Never done a 7-day. And so doing a 7-day is my way of doing something that I've never done before. Now, when I take a look at food is something that controls most of us. We like to eat. We like to entertain around food. We like to nourish our woes around food. Food is an integral part, and it actually is most people's master. Food is most people's master. Well, we're talking about having the audacity to break the norms. And that means that you have to act in a different way. So I chose to start the year off this way. We're going to make sure my body's working and not fighting against myself, because no matter what you're doing, if it's not being processed right, it's going to be a problem. Also, you do this with every area of your life. You're going to do it with your relationships. You're going to take and look at what reset do I need? How do I need to fast and cleanse my relationships? How do I need to reassess those relationships? What's going on with my physical health? Because let me tell you something, health is wealth. And if you don't know that, then you are really messed up. And I'm a money manager, so I don't believe money's first. I believe your health is first. Without your health, you don't have the energy, you don't have the desire, you don't have the ability to dive into your life, to master the other areas of your life. If you can't get up off the couch, if you can't get out of the bed, if you're sick and you can't move and maneuver, you might as well call it, because you need to focus on your health. So take a look and reset every area of your life and be certain to get some quiet time and really process this for yourself. Even if you're married, this is not this is not a partner thing. This is a you thing. And maybe you tell your partner what you're doing so they can do it. And then together you can come after you've reset, after you've taken a look at what you need to do to master yourself. And then you can come together and be more powerful together, because we know where two or more come together and agree, some magic is going to happen. And if you don't know that, I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. So let's talk about your reset. You've taken a look, you've decided what you want to do, and you're thinking about, hey, what's 2025 going to look like for me? Where am I going to focus my attention? The number one thing that you really want to be certain of is that you have immense clarity, because you're going to wake up every day to set your intentions for the day. And those intentions lead to the week. And those weekly intentions lead towards the month. And man, I'm telling you, if you're over 30, 35, you know for a fact how fast those months go by. You will blink. It's time for Thanksgiving. So we want to wake up and command and master our day. I need to command the day. So we need to have clarity. We need to know exactly what you want and exactly why you want it, because it's the why that's going to keep you sustained by setting those intentions every day. It's the why that's going to keep you waking up with that on your mind and that on your heart, and you moving in that direction. It's the why. What is cool? It's the why. And I know you've heard that before, and it may be cliche. It's the why. I was put on this earth to help people focus on their finances so they can live their best life in every other area. So we get the money right. That means our health is right. We get our money right, our relationships are better. If we get our money right, the community is better, your attitude is better, your vibe is better. You have access to better foods because you have the money to pay for them with this crazy inflation that's going on. When you have more money, you have access to personal trainers. Okay, because they cost money. You have access to pay for a life coach to get your mindset better. You have access to activities that makes your relationships better. Listen, the money, that money gets you in the right spot in every area of your life. Now, we don't put it first, but man, it's a close tie for second. Health is wealth. They're equal. So let's get that health. Let's get that wealth so that we can get more health, more health. You know, the blood work that I told you I did cost a pretty penny because I didn't go to traditional doctors because they're not traditional doctors. No disrespect, but most of them are trying to keep you in good health. They're not trying to cure you for amazing health. So you need to go different places and get different aspects of your health. You need to do some preventive maintenance, right? We're not taking care of the problem, we're preventing problems. And so that costs a little bit extra money to get those labs read by somebody different, to get the lab test done outside of your normal doctor procedures, because you got to pay for that. So we want to get that money right. And so we want to make sure that we have crystal clear intentions on what we have, what we're going, and what we're going to be audacious about acting on. Because, you can take a look at The Secret. You can take a look at the law of attraction, and you can say, oh, I'm getting my mind together and I'm attracting prosperity. I'm attracting it. It's coming to me. Let me tell you something. You got to act. You got to get up and you got to go. So we want to make sure that we're clear. And then you have to have some courage. You have to be willing to act because it's going to be different than anything else that you've ever done, which means people around you are going to go, what's up with you? What's up with you? You're acting differently. You're making different moves. Acting differently may mean you're not going out kicking it anymore. Maybe you're not playing video games with the fellas anymore. Maybe you're not going out for wine and cheese and charcuterie boards as much as you used to. So we're not saying stop. We're saying maybe this is going to be the change, and people are going to notice, and they're not going to like it because they don't like people to excel ahead of them. They want you to suffer together at whatever level you're at. And if we're not suffering, but we're good, everybody wants you to be good. They don't want to be good, and you're great. Great people don't want you to be great with them. They want you to be great with them, but you need to be excellent. So we're never going to be the same, not if you want and to get what you need and what you want. And then next, you have to be consistent. We know for a fact that 85 to 90% of people that set resolutions, that set new intentions, they fail before the second week of the year. They fail before the second week of the year. So that simply means that you have to be consistent. You have to be tenacious. Dare I say, you got to be obsessed with your new you. And it takes a new you. The old you is only going to get you what you got. Are you listening? Are you feeling me? Listen, I talk about this in the book. Okay? I do. I talk about this in the book. If you want something greater, you have to become greater. It's painful. People don't like change. You got to be consistent about having the courage and the clarity to move forward. So here's what you should think about doing. Break down your biggest goals into daily actionable steps. What do I need to do today to have that week we talked about, to have that month we talked about, so that you can have that year we talked about? What do you need to do today? So reverse engineer your goals to today. We didn't grow 30% in revenues last year by having the same mindset, the same action levels. We had to do something greater. And this year we're going to do even more, because I just know and believe this is the way it works. It's proven. It worked last year. It's going to work this year. But we're going to do it even greater. Now that we know it works, even greater and greater, we're going to keep going, and we want to bring you along with us. And so I would suggest that as you break and reverse engineer those goals, but you also get at least one like accountability partner. Find a community like ours where we hold each other accountable. Find a family friend that loves the crap out of you that will hold you accountable. I'm holding a couple people accountable this year. They didn't ask me. I called them. I said, yo, what are you doing this year coming up? And we talked about it. And I planted these seeds in their mindset and said, I am going to, if that's what you're going to do, I am going to call you, reach out to you. I'm going to remind you. I'm going to poke you. I'm going to pull you. I'm going to prod you. Find that person that wants to see you win. You know, find that community, the 24K Life community. We want to see you win. And the reason why is because it's lonely at the top. It's lonely. At the base of the mountain, everybody's packed out. Everybody's camped out. But man, only a few make it to the top. And so we're talking about that mountain of life. Most people are wallowing around in mediocrity with no audacity. They're mere sheep willing to go along for the go along. And that's not what we want to do anywhere. So find an accountability community, find an accountability partner. And then you want to build your momentum with small wins. There's nothing wrong with small wins. If I win today, guess what? Then I win the week. And it goes back to what we said earlier. And if I win the week, I win the month. And if I win the month, I will win the quarter. And when I win the quarter, I will win the year. And I'm not suggesting that you're not going to have days that you don't win. I'm suggesting that more wins than losses means you win. And if you watch any sports ever, and I've played championship basketball, I've played championship football. Let me tell you something. A win is a win is a win. You only got one winner and one loser at the end of the deal. Now, there is hopefully there is no end to today or end to tomorrow or end to the deal. At some point we know there is, but it's still conceived as a game, right? Do you look at it as a game? I look at it as a game, and everybody looks at things differently. Life is like a bowl of cherries. Life is like a competition. Life is like a game. I like the game thing because I'm an ex-athlete, and was able to perform at an incredibly high level, where competition was me getting better. And if I did my job, my teammates would do their job. And that's what championships are about. Everybody does their excellence. They bring their excellence, and together, every moving part is going and flowing. You're going to hear me say that a lot this year. Going and flowing. Because we don't want to grind. We want to go and flow. That means that we want to get these habits to the point that it's just what we do. You can do that. Doesn't that sound a lot better than I'm grinding it out? I got to grind it out. I got to do this. Nope, I choose to. I don't have to do anything. I choose to. And so that's the mindset that we're going to be working on this year. We're going to be bringing you this conversation filtered into our podcast, into our post. This is the mindset that you need in order to get what you want, because most people already have what they need. You have shelter, you have a car, you have food. You want better cars, better homes, better food, better energy, better conversations, right? We already talked about that. And if you don't, I'm surprised you're still watching. If you don't want that, I'm surprised you're still here. But let's finish up with a few closing thoughts. You have to come to task for yourself. You have to understand that most people are not going to want to come with you. They don't have the tenacity. Most importantly, they don't have the audacity to act. They're too concerned about what everyone else is doing, what everybody else is posting, what everybody else is thinking. They don't have the audacity, but you do. I know you do. I know I do. And if you're continuing to share and listen and understand what we're talking about in this episode, in our content, I know you have the audacity to break free, because it's your turn. It's your season. It's time for you to get what you want. Now, I preach needs all the time. This is time for wants. And it's time for you to take care of yourself first. And then you bless other people later. Bless ourselves first, bless others later. Now, I want to encourage you to embrace this mindset of possibility and purpose, because it leads to prosperity. And that's where we are. We want to feel better in our hearts. When you don't have money issues, you wake up so much more rejuvenated. That's because you slept so much more solid, because you didn't have the concerns about what bill is next. What do I need to conquer next? Because the only thing we're conquering is ourselves. As we wrap this up, I want to let you know that there's no such thing as perfection. It's only What can I do to get better? Which is why on my daily intention, on my daily planner, I write down my successes every day. Those are the small wins. I keep a planner. I like the paper. And so I write down my goals every day. I write down my short-term goals that are going to get me to my master goal. So yes, I write my master goal down every day so that it is right here. And let me tell you something. Think about this. When something's written down, it really becomes like a gospel. It becomes real when you write it down. And so every day I write down my master goal, and then whatever the intent is for today to help me get there. So I write down my short-term goals. I got it all mapped out right here on the planner. If you want one, just hit me up. We got a digital copy. We got a paper copy. And on my checklist, I write down, did I rest? Did I meditate? Did I exercise? Did I eat well? Did I expand my network or my net worth? Because both of them equal, wealth. And finally, my last check mark is, did I recalibrate? Now, I have a power word for every day, but I also have a power word for the entire year. This year's power word for me personally is limitless. And it is one of my favorite movies because the possibilities are endless. Your potential to excel, to bring incredible value to the world is immeasurable. It is limitless. That's my word for the year. I encourage you to think about your life and what's your word for the year that's going to immediately snap you back, because we're talking about being consistent. Because let me remind you, I've talked about this before in other podcasts. Motivation is fleeting. That's why I told you earlier, the why is not the what, it's the why. Because motivation is fleeting. You might be amped up after listening to a song. You might be amped up after a big sale or a big win. You might be amped up when your kids do something amazing. You might be amped up because you did something great, but then you got to wake up tomorrow. Think about Sunday service. You go to church and the pastor gives you an incredible message. You are so amped, but by Monday morning, boy, you're like, I got to go to work. I got to listen to this fool. I got to put up with her. I got to put up with him. And then you're deflated. It's not even 5 p.m. Monday, you're deflated. Motivation is fleeting. What we need is that consistent tenacity of habits. We need that consistent ability to snap back into what we're doing and why we're doing it. So when I think about limitless, it snaps me back into doing all the things that I just mentioned to get where I want to go. And let me tell you something. I want more vacations. I want more free time. I want less work. And so do you. Now, there's some people that are workaholics and they don't know what to do if they're not working. And that's fine. We all are different and we need each other. So we need the workaholics. But I don't need to be a workaholic. I need to be able to be fresh, light, energetic. I need to be growing, going, and flowing. That's what I need to do because that's what's in my spirit. That's what's in my body. It's who I am. So we want to encourage you, and I say we, I mean the 24K Life community. We want to encourage you to re-listen to this podcast and take your pen and paper out and walk through the steps that we've already talked about. Come to the conclusion that you're going to implement your strategy at the highest level. Consider joining our community because we will, number one, ask you, hey, what do you got cooking this year? What are you trying to accomplish right now? And then we have Zoom meetings about how to do those things. Because let me tell you something, it doesn't matter if it's your money, if it's your body, if it's your relationships, it's a mindset. And I'm going to remind you also that it's the story that you're telling yourself. It's not the story that I'm telling you. It's not the story that your mom told you. It's not the story or the beliefs of what other people think about you. It's what you think about yourself. We have 70,000 thoughts a day. We think about ourselves 95% of the time. 65,000 or more thoughts are about yourself. And if you're not telling yourself, yes, I can, yes, I will, yes, I do deserve this life, then you're tearing yourself down. There's only two thoughts. It's up or down. It's positive or against. It's for or against. So what are your thoughts, and what story, all those thoughts add up to the story that you tell yourselves. And when we boil it down, we're telling ourselves the same story year in and year out. That's why you're in the same space year in and year out. You don't have to be. It's time to change. So in the next episode, we're going to be talking about how you can elevate your nutrition in your life. And we'll have an expert on that will help you figure out what you should be consuming, what you shouldn't be consuming, what is the thing inside the food that's really holding you back. Now, I'm not an expert. I did my own homework, but I'm still not going to tell you myself. I'm going to bring in an expert who's going to help you with that. I'd like to thank you once again, because I am so incredibly grateful for you taking the time to spend this time, because time is money, and I'm a money coach. You already know I know about the value of life, the value of your time. And I hope that you consider this an investment inside of yourself. This is an investment in you. There is no better investment than investing in improving yourself. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I want you to know that I am rooting for you always. And until next time, be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. Have an amazing year, have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and have an amazing month.
Yeah, it's time to live your life. Derick, Gant, show them how to take it to the highest height. Hey, this is more than financial advice. Show you how to take control. Time to get your money right. Money management, I know that we all need financial independence. Yeah, it seems out of reach, but you can make it happen. Now it's time for some action, helping you with your finances. Yeah, we got a passion. Hey, ain't no limit. Now it's time to get it. You deserve to have a life how you want to live it. Secrets to success. Now it's time to get it right. Yeah, I'm talking all about that 24K life. Let's go. This the vibe. For real, I'm trying to tell you. Tell me if you ready to take it to the next level. Derick, Gant, talking fitness and investment. Change your mindset and show you how it's all connected. Ain't no need to hesitate or delay. Only way to live life is a 24K. Hey, Derick, Gant, let them know. Let's go.